My demented stepmom manipulated my dad. Years later, he was homeless. My dad, Ben, owned this little corner shop that sold old vinyl records, comic books, and random collectible toys. Nothing fancy, but it was his. He'd been running it since before I was born. I used to work there after school, organizing the back room and helping customers find stuff. The place smelled like old paper and dust, and Dad knew every single item in that store by heart. When I was 19, I moved out to share an apartment with my friend Katie. That's when Dad met Judy at some community event. She seemed nice at first. She'd bring him lunch at the shop and laugh at his terrible jokes. But something felt off to me, like when I'd stop by the store and catch her moving stuff around without asking him. She'd rearrange the vintage action figures or put the jazz records in the wrong section. Dad would just shrug it off. Judy also had this way of making comments about me that sounded caring but weren't. "Mia, your hair looks so much better when you brush it properly." Or, "Maybe if you dress nicer, you'd find a boyfriend." Dad never noticed. He'd just smile and change the subject. After they got married, Judy started getting more involved in the shop. She told Dad she wanted to help with the business accounts because he was too stressed. Dad actually seemed relieved. He hated paperwork. She'd sit in the back office for hours with his laptop, saying she was organizing invoices and bills. Then one day, Dad told me they were refinancing the building. "Judy says if we put it in her name, we can save on taxes," he explained. I asked if he talked to a lawyer about it. He got defensive. Judy knows what she's doing. She used to work in an office. I dropped it because I didn't want to fight with him. The next few months, Judy kept pushing Dad to sell off the rare collectibles, the mint condition comics, the signed Beatles album, the vintage Star Wars figures still in boxes. She called it dead stock taking up space. Dad started listening to her. Every time I visited, more shelves were empty. When I asked about it, he'd say they were liquidating assets or some business term Judy taught him. I tried talking to his old friend Greg, who used to hang out at the shop. Greg said he hadn't seen my dad in months. Judy said Ben was too busy for visitors. That scared me, but Dad insisted everything was fine when I called him. Then one morning, Dad woke up and Judy was gone. So was the shop. She'd sold the building without telling him, just signed papers and walked away with all the money. Turns out she'd been pulling cash from the business account for weeks. Dad tried calling her. Her phone was disconnected. He went to the bank. The savings account was empty too. She'd cleaned him out completely. Dad had nowhere to go. The apartment above the shop was sold with the building. He couldn't stay with Greg because Judy had started some weird rumor about Dad owing Greg money, so Greg wanted nothing to do with him. Dad was too embarrassed to tell me what happened at first. I found out 3 weeks later when I drove by the old shop and saw it was now a vape store. I freaked out and called Dad like 50 times. He finally answered and told me to meet him at the bus station. When I got there, he was sitting on a bench outside with 2 plastic grocery bags filled with his clothes. That's all he had left. He'd been sleeping there for 5 nights. He looked so small and tired. His jacket was dirty and his hands were shaking. He kept apologizing to me, saying he should have listened when I questioned Judy. He said he thought she loved him. He thought she actually cared about the shop. I took him to my apartment that night. Katie wasn't happy about it, but I didn't care. Dad slept on our couch for 2 months while I helped him apply for jobs and government assistance. He couldn't stop blaming himself. Some days he'd just sit there staring at nothing, not even turning on the TV. It took almost a year before he could talk about the shop without getting upset. We never found Judy. No one knew where she went. The police said it was a civil matter, not criminal, because technically she had legal ownership of everything when Dad put it in her name.